Hello there, it's the Rev. Give me a second. Don't leave. Got a little background music I like to put on. Hey, see, I'm back. Anybody know what this is?
Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste.
Not me.
I've been
Hell, I ain't got
around for
shit.
a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith. I was around when Jesus Christ had his moment of doubt and pain.
I think the song is fitting for my topic today.
Washed his hands and sealed his face. Pleased to meet you. Hope you guess my name. But what puzzling you is the nature of my game.
Anyway, I thought that was fitting music to start out my sermon, Not Upon the Mount. And it's you know who, the Rev, here to talk some more crap and maybe help people see the light. Which, by the way, seeing the light is nothing more than opening your mind. So it doesn't matter what religion, what you believe in, what you don't believe in. Doesn't make any difference. Seeing the light is opening your mind. So anyway, this sermon off the mount is going to be about scared straight. And I got the idea because my wife Tina, she was watching some TV a little earlier, and one of the programs that she loves to watch is Scared Straight. It's if you know what it is, okay. If you don't know what it is, let me explain very briefly what it is, and then we'll get on. Scared Straight is a program about juveniles who are locked up, and basically they scare the shit out of them to try to think they'll make them righteous and save them, and everything will be okay, and they'll go back into society. And hey, what can I say? That's basically the idea behind it. I think the program, it's a reality show, and I think the program is full of shit. Because I think that anybody, good, bad, whatever, did a bad deed, doesn't mean they're bad. They just happen to do a bad deed. A lot of people do bad deeds for reasons. People steal because they're hungry, their family's hungry, and they do things like that. That doesn't necessarily make a person bad because they do a bad deed. But anyway, I digress. And you know how I love that word, digress. It's a reality show, and I believe, anybody that's stuck in front of a camera gets their 15 minutes of fame. Ta-da! Of course, I hope this video doesn't take 15 minutes, but hey, what the hell? You can always pause it and go get some popcorn and peanuts and Cracker Jack and soda or a cold beer and a shot of whiskey, or hell, just go pause it and go have sex with your mate. What the hell? It don't make no difference. If it's too long, then hey, it's too long. That's just me, though. I got all this shit rattling in my head, and I put it out. And you can listen or don't. I suggest you listen. I mean, it's not going to hurt you any, and I might even throw in a couple funny things along the way. Anyway. You thought you lost audio because I said I digress again. No, you didn't. I just said that. I'm just fucking with you. Anyway. I think this show is full of shit, but it gave me a great idea. Scared Straight. I listened, and one of these guys on this show said he's been waiting a year to go to trial. So what that tells me is our justice system is really fucked up. Because if you got to sit somewhere incarcerated, that's locked up for you idiots. I'm just joking. If you got to, if you got to stay locked up for a goddamn year until you can go to trial, that says a lot for our justice system. And a lot of you are probably out there saying, yeah, well, if they're locked up, they deserve it. But every day we find that somebody out there is locked up erroneously. Not their fault. Bad evidence, bad whatever. People have been known to spend literally their whole life in jail before they're exonerated. So if you got to wait a year to go to a trial, there's a problem with our justice system. And if there's a problem at that level with our justice system, there's probably problems all along the way. I've had my time. I've spent my time several times in jail. Just for your own benefit, I never was convicted of any hideous, awful federal offenses of a sexual nature, or of robbing a bank and beating somebody up and shooting them or anything. But that's between me and you, the 10 zillion viewers that are watching this. Anyway, back to Scared Straight. I think the shit is just that. It's a piece of shit. And they're making money off of it. But what I want to talk about, now that I've probably, either caught your ear or got you so tired of listening you just decided to tune me out, what I'd like to talk about is Scared Straight in the religious or spiritual realm of Scared Straight. And this is mostly for you fanatics. So if you are my friend and you're a fanatic, chances are at this point you're probably shutting me off because you won't listen. And if you listen, you'll just report me and shut me off or whatever. But for those of you who ain't fanatics, I want to tell you Scared Straight and about fanatics. And this may help you to see people in a different light. Well, let me just say this. Fanatics walk around, whatever religion you are. Let's just take Christianity, for instance. Okay? Because it's, the biggest one to pick on. So, in Christianity, basically, I think that they try to scare you straight. And straight just happens to be their way. I mean, you take the Bible, for instance, which personally I think is a piece of crap. There's some good things in it, but most of it's just the word of man. It scares you shitless, or is supposed to scare you shitless to follow a path of righteousness and goodness. And I don't think that's the right way to get people to follow that path of righteousness and goodness. I have a whole different way of teaching, but that's here nor there. Scared Straight sucks when you try to force somebody to believe in something. And scaring somebody straight, or scaring somebody into believing what you want them to believe, and the way you want them to act, and the things you want them to do, I think that's a crock of shit. I don't think that's the way to go. Maybe it's helped some people here and there, but mostly all it's done is just scare the shit out of people and confuse them more. So, this Scared Straight crap, that's used by fanatics. If you find a real Christian, or you find anybody of any other religion that's trying to tell you something, they'll come to a point in which if you don't want to listen, they'll walk away. I've had experiences knocking on my door by guess who, and you know who it is. The JWs, baby, the Jehovah Witnesses. And they knock on the door, and one of the first things they say, before they even say hi, how's your day or anything, is, hey, if you died right now, do you think you'd go to heaven? Well, talking with them is a whole nother story too, but isn't that kind of funny? They're so fanatical that basically, if they had the chance, they drag you out the fucking door, beat the shit out of you until you believed what they want you to believe. Because they're fanatics. They don't just go around and preach the word, because everything you say that negates what they say, they got something to come back and say again. So it's just a virtual battle, and you can sit there, a real battle, I'm sorry, not a virtual, a real battle where you just sit there and you can talk to them virtually all day, and neither one of you will get anywhere. So, scared straight to me is not the way to go. I don't care if you're talking about a young juvenile in jail or religious fanatics. I think scared straight might help some people, but then all you're doing is brainwashing them and making them think what you want them to think. You are forcing them to do something that they would not normally do. And I don't think that's the right way to go. Now, I may make a part 2 to this, basically on how I think you should be acting if you want people to open their minds and see the light, no matter what religion they are, what they believe in, or they don't believe in. But maybe I'll leave that for a later date. All I wanted to tell you today was scared straight doesn't work according to what I think scared straight is. And there's too much of that shit going on out there. And I don't do that with my children. I have children and I don't do that. They ask me questions. Sometimes I look at them and ask them questions so that they'll think about the question they asked. For instance, I have a 7-year-old who talks about God, but doesn't really understand. He just repeats what he hears people talk about God and has no concept of God in the text of the book of the Bible or in the understanding of what people think of God. He's just trying to grab onto new information as a 7-year-old and repeat it and doesn't have an understanding of it. But I let him go. As my parents let me go and make my own choices, I let him go. I tell him, you can believe in whatever you want to believe or don't believe. I believe he should make his own choices in life, so all I can do here is guide him so that he doesn't do bad things or evil things or treat other people like shit. I try to teach him to treat people like he would want to be treated, and that's the priority. That's the number one thing beyond religion, beyond spiritualism, beyond everything. That is to treat others in a kind and loving manner, even though sometimes they'll piss you off. Do the best you can. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. Your God knows. My higher power knows we all make mistakes. I've made them all my life, and it's a learning experience. And the mistakes we make, well, we try to make up for it because we learn by our mistakes. And we try not to do them again, but we try to make amends for the mistakes we've made. So anyway, scared straight is not the way to go as far as I'm concerned. And I believe that there's other ways to get people to open their mind. One of them is this video. If any of you out there are closed-minded or fanatics or whatever, which you probably won't watch, but if you watch this, give it a try. Open your mind. See the light. The light is not a religion. The light is not a spiritual thing. The light is opening your mind. And when you open your mind, you have found the light. And then all questions can be answered. And with that, all I have left to say is may your higher power go with you.